In the 1980s and 90s, the Western world began a massive social experiment. We called it the Self-Esteem Movement. The theory was simple. If we tell children they are special, amazing, and smart constantly, they will grow up to be confident, successful adults. We gave out participation trophies. We applauded every scribble. We made "good job" the soundtrack of their childhood. We were wrong. 30 years later, we have the results of that experiment, and they are terrifying. We didn't raise a generation of confident achievers. We raised a generation that is more anxious, more depressed, and more afraid of failure than any generation in history. It turns out the phrase, "you are so smart," is not a gift. It is a curse. Dr. Carol Dweck from Stanford University discovered that this specific type of praise acts like a neurological trap. It boosts the ego in the short term, but destroys resilience in the long term. In this video, I'm going to show you the neuroscience of why praise backfires. We will connect the dots between the "good job" you say today and the gifted kid burnout they feel in 20 years. And most importantly, I'm going to give you a new script, a way to speak that builds true, unbreakable grit.
First, we need to understand what happens biologically when you say "good job." When a child hears praise, their brain releases a hit of dopamine. It feels good. It's a reward. But not all rewards are created equal. When you praise the person, you are smart. You are special. You are giving them a dopamine snack. It's quick. It's easy. And they didn't have to work for it. Over time, the child becomes addicted to this cheap source of validation. They start doing things for the praise, not for the learning. You've seen this. The child draws a line and immediately looks at you. Do you like it? Is it good? They aren't checking their own work. They are checking your reaction. They have outsourced their self-esteem to you. And here is the danger. What happens when the praise stops? What happens when the math problem gets too hard to solve quickly? The dopamine cuts off. And because they associate being smart with success without effort, they assume that struggle means they are stupid. This leads us to the most famous study in child psychology history. In 1998, Dr. Dweck took 400 fifth graders. She wanted to see if one single sentence could change a child's destiny. Here is the 4-stage protocol they used. Round 1, the setup. The kids took an easy IQ test. Everyone did well. Group A was told, "You must be smart at this." Intelligence praise. Group B was told, "You must have worked hard at this." Effort praise. Round 2, the choice, the safety trap. The researchers then offered a choice. Do you want a hard puzzle next or an easy one? The hard-working kids, Group B, chose the hard puzzle. 90% of them. They were excited to learn. But the smart kids, Group A, the majority chose the easy puzzle. Why? Because they wanted to protect their title. They reasoned, if I try the hard one and fail, I won't be smart anymore. Better to play it safe. Round 3, the failure, the collapse. Then the researchers played a trick. They gave everyone a test that was impossible to solve. The reaction was night and day. The smart kids viewed the struggle as a judgment. They sweat. They lied about their scores. They felt worthless. The hard-working kids viewed the struggle as a puzzle. They didn't feel stupid, they just felt challenged. Finally, they went back to the easy test. The smart kids' scores plummeted by 20%. The stress of maintaining their image actually made them dumber. The hard-working kids' scores rose by 30%. This proved that smart is a fragile label. Hard-working is a durable tool.
Now, let's fast forward 15 or 20 years. Those smart kids from the study, they are now adults, and many of them are suffering from a phenomenon we now call gifted kid burnout. You might know someone like this. Maybe it's you. They cruised through elementary school. Everything was easy. Everyone told them they were special. They never learned how to study because they didn't need to. But eventually, they hit a wall. Maybe it was college calculus. Maybe it was their first real job. And because they never built the struggle muscle, they didn't just fail a task. They experienced an identity crisis. Their internal monologue, programmed by years of "you're so smart," tells them, if you have to try hard, it means you aren't natural. It means you're a fraud. So they procrastinate. They avoid difficult tasks. They become paralyzed by perfectionism. This is the tragedy. We thought we were building their confidence, but we were actually building their fragility. So how do we break this cycle? We don't stop praising, we just upgrade it. Think of praise in 3 levels. Level 1, person praise, the junk food. You're smart. You're a good boy. You're an artist. Verdict, avoid this. It creates a fixed mindset. Level 2, outcome praise, the neutral zone. Good job on that test. Nice goal. This is okay, but it focuses only on the end result. If they lose the game, they feel like they failed you. Level 3, process praise. This is where the magic happens. You praise the strategy, the effort, and the focus. Scenario 1, the natural talent. Your child plays the piano beautifully without much practice. Instead of, you're a musical genius. Say, I love how you kept the rhythm steady in that difficult section. You were really listening to the tempo. Why? You focus on what they did, not who they are. Scenario 2, the teen. Your teen brings home a B+ after struggling with chemistry. Instead of, I wish it was an A, but good job, say, I know chemistry has been really tough this semester. I saw you asking the teacher for extra help. That showed a lot of maturity. Why? You are praising the grit it took to just survive. That builds resilience for the next challenge. And finally, when they fail, I can't do this. You add 1 word, yet. You can't do this yet. It implies a timeline. It implies that with effort, the future will be different. Changing the way you speak is hard. It requires you to rewire your own brain first. So here is my challenge to you. The No Good Job Challenge. For the next 7 days, try to ban the phrase good job from your house. It will feel awkward. You will catch yourself saying it. That's okay. When you catch yourself, just add the why. Good job on cleaning up those toys so quickly. Good job sticking with that puzzle. Watch what happens to your child's eyes. When you praise their effort, they don't look at you for validation. They look at their work with pride. They stand a little taller, not because they think they are special, but because they know they are capable. And in a world that is constantly changing, the knowledge that I can learn anything if I try is the most powerful armor you can give them. Now, building a growth mindset is step 1. Step 2 is teaching them the discipline to use it. That leads us to the Japanese 5-second rule for parenting. It is the perfect companion to what we just learned. Click here to watch that next.